Welcome back to Retro Boost Arcade with myself, Mike from Retro Boost.
And Tori, I'm here again, hopefully to win this time.
Hopefully, because I decided what we're adding to the pile of just continuing depression, in addition to the $1 million, and then having to watch the director's cut of Daredevil, Elektra.
Oh my gracious!
Continue the Daredevil daring cinematic universe.
You know, I've never seen that movie.
It is an abomination film. Like, it is like so terrible.
Excellent.
But here we go for round 3. You want to do random again?
Yes, and at least this time I know what I'm playing for. That's good. All right.
So 3, 2, 1, and who's it gonna be? Go. Ooh, all right.
Oh, I'm very down with what I got.
I like how we keep getting cards that are like appropriate. I wonder, you know why? It's because the random algorithm thingy won't pick like the wrong card.
Yeah, you're right. Fun fact: Toad is who I used in Mario Kart 64.
Yeah, I think objectively he's the best too.
Really?
Because like they don't advertise it, but they do have stats, just like in this game. It makes a little more sense in that one because it's just like heavier, higher top speed, lower acceleration, etc. But I think Toad is like the best middle ground, and a lot of speedrunners in that game use Toad.
I didn't realize that.
I didn't get him a speed boost, so I'm already off to a bad start. Not that it matters because I got all the mushrooms, baby! I got all the shrooms right now. Golden shroom, regular shroom, another regular shroom, another regular shroom. I'm on shrooms, dude. And a Starman. Look at my luck right now. This is gonna be my round to lose, I'm sure. it's gonna snap back so hard.
I am doing my best right now to dodge every single item box.
I have a pretty decent lead right now. Oh no, here it comes. It's starting. It's starting to start. Go, baby, come on. Alright. Gonna recover. Oh no, come on, I don't want turtle shells. Give me the good stuff.
Completed an entire lap and haven't gotten one item box. Oh my goodness.
You're playing it old school.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Oh, you got a star.
I got a star. There we go. And a red shell.
Oh no, this is a bad
Keep it
idea.
coming.
I'm gonna get flung into something. Oh jeez. Oh. Oh, now I'm getting pelted. I will not go down quietly. Banana. A banana? What do you think is
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, you fell out of bounds and everything. I don't know, I might. Oh,
this is not a great showing from my camp.
I mean, it's Mario Kart, so like it's a little bit of skill and it's a lot of bit of luck, and like you take and you amplify that tenfold when it's like this.
Right. Oh, here we go.
Because even if you can carve the best line, I mean, you can't help getting Oh, what the? I want to see the race times there.
Did you get robbed right at the end?
Yeah,
I'm gonna get robbed right here.
He bumped me right out of the way. That jerk.
5th place is the new 1st place.
Does it show times? I think
it does, yeah. I think so. I think it
look,
does
look at that.
After it.
Look at it. He's 30 milliseconds ahead of me.
Wow.
Jerk, he bumped me right out of the way. All
10
right,
seconds better than me. Yikes. All right.
So that means the ones to beat this time are DK Wario and Peach or Daisy and Bowser. No PD Piranha this time.
Wow. I think I heard he retired.
He had enough wins. He's opened up a series of restaurants.
Yeah.
PETEY'S.
PETEY'S pasta.
PETEY'S pasta. You want some PETEY'S pasta puttanesca? There we go.
Come on, Diddy.
I didn't get a boost again. Man. Diddy Kong. He was a newcomer in Brawl for Smash.
Yeah, that's right.
I never really... That one didn't do anything for me. I never played the Donkey Kong games as a kid, so I had no nostalgic attachment to that character. And they really haven't done like any real DK game up until the end of the Wii era with the
DKC Return series.
Yeah, which were really I think people liked the first one, but they thought it was like way too hard. And then Tropical Freeze, I think, lowered the difficulty a bit.
DKC Returns is very difficult. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it comes in an era where side scrollers are kind of going for that sort of thing. You've got the Super Meat Boy series, and I think DKC Returns kind of fits right into that.
Explosion Man. Remember that one? I think there was an Xbox exclusive for 360. Speaking of DKC, as the hip young boys say, were you like keeping up with, like, say, E3 / like the Game Awards stuff in their heydays?
Yeah, we sort of. Yeah, I would say that I certainly follow that stuff more now than I did before.
Because I asked because I remember during Nintendo's, like, slump, where, like, every other month would be a new article about how Nintendo should go bankrupt or get bought out because of how the Wii U was doing. They announced Tropical Freeze, and then, like, a few months later, the Spike Game Awards, whatever channel was hosting it, was on. And I remember it was like, Nintendo's gonna have a big announcement this year, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, is it gonna be Prime 4? Is it gonna be like a new core Mario game? Like, what is it gonna be? And then all it was them announcing that, like, Cranky Kong is playable in Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. And I remember Jeff Keighley, like, went off script and, like, really put Reggie on the spot. He was like, I think the fans wanted something a little more than that. And, like, Reggie was, like, trying not to get, like, pissed at him for going off script like that. And he's like, well, you know, like, doing his best for, like, damage control. Right. But it's also like, yeah, we kind of wanted something more than that.
I think Nintendo learned, they learned a lot from that era.
They did.
And I think if you look at the way that they do things now with their directs and all of that, I just think that they learned a lot.
It was a dark time.
It was.
It was like the fun hobby of everyone's time was dunking on Nintendo.
Yep.
During those years, which in retrospect, like, if you look at the Wii U library collectively, there's a lot of good games, but, like, it was just the perception of the time that just nothing interesting was coming out. They weren't taking risks. The console itself had a lot of weird hardware problems that, like, led to even if a game was good, it was, like, hindered by the fact that it was on Wii U. Like Star Fox Zero, like, probably could have been really good if you didn't force you to use the gamepad, for example. Stuff like that. But Switch came back really hard. They're doing really good with that one.
Yeah, the Nintendo. Well, I read a thing the other day where analysts think that the Switch could end up beating out the PS2.
I saw that because it's crossed 100 million.
Yep, it has. It's like 107 million at this point.
And I think the number to beat is like either 132 or 152. I forget which one it is.
So the PS2 is at 155 million.
155. Okay.
Yeah, and the Game Boy is at, I believe, 147 or 148, around there somewhere. But I'm not really considering the Game Boy. I look at the Switch as a home device. I know that it can be brought anywhere, but my Switch almost exclusively lives comfortably on its dock.
Yeah, same for me.
There's a few games that I like playing handheld for sure, but I love the Pro Controller. I think it's one of the best controllers that's ever been made. So I tend to prefer that with my Switch.
That's nice. It has a good feel to it.
It does. Sure. It's got weight. It's got strength. The sticks feel good. Yeah, it's a good controller for sure.
Strong. Ouch! Oh no! A lot of things at once right there. God, process that number for a second too. 155 million for the PS2. That's half the population of the U.S. at some point owned a PS2.
Well, there's a lot of reasons why I think that is. I think the fact that it had a DVD player attached to it was a big part of that. Kids could sell it to their parents as, oh, it could play your, films. And I think that kind of sold parents on it, it not just being a video game device, it being a media device, which we hadn't really seen that yet.
True, because that was definitely a fallback of the GameCube. It didn't have that multimedia. Neither did the Wii, for that matter.
I liked the creativeness of the small discs for the GameCube, but also, you know, it just didn't work as well as they had hoped, I'm sure.
Yeah, because the GameCube, like the Wii U, was also a much lower seller for them.
Yes.
Didn't do as well. It's funny because that was Sony's generation right there, because both the GameCube and the original Xbox didn't break. I don't think either one of those two broke 20 million units. And if they did, it wouldn't have been by very much.
Right.
Meanwhile, the PS2, hundreds of millions of the numbers were wrong. I just got an update. 2 trillion PS2s sold.
2 trillion. Well, I'm not sure that the Switch is going to catch that. I don't know what everybody's saying.
The first console to be exported to the Martians. They were playing it. They love it. Did really
exported
well.
to the Martians. That's really funny. I think that the Nintendo Switch is going to end up at around 148 million units. I think it's going to fizzle out around that time. I think it's going to end up as the number 2 best-selling console of all time.
Really?
I just don't think it's going to beat the PS2. I just don't. You know, I would love it to be honest with you. I think it would be great as kind of like a comeback scenario versus the Wii U and that whole thing.
Yeah. Even the Wii as well. The Wii had an interesting span because the Wii
7 million sold on that one.
And all of that happened in like the first few years, and then it just flatlined.
Well, because people realized that it was all gimmicky.
Well, that and like, I think what happened was everyone wanted it, and then they get it, and they just don't know what to do with it because Wii Sports, the original, just took the nation's heart, and everyone loved it and adored it. But I feel like their first-party games just weren't all there across the entirety of the system, because if you look at the best, like the objective best games for Wii, like Mario Galaxy, and then like your big heavy hitters like Zelda, they only ever came out at like the absolute beginning and then the absolute end. Because Mario Galaxy and Twilight Princess are both 2006, 2007, and then like Mario Galaxy 2 and Skyward Sword and even Kirby's Return to Dreamland, like these big first-party games, those are like 2010, 2011, and that's when the Wii U was being announced.
Yep.
There's not much that I can recall being in the middle other than like say Smash Bros. Brawl, which was also kind of a divisive entry in the series, because like it really kind of the competitive crowd didn't like a lot of things with that game.
There were some third-party gems on the Wii that I really enjoyed, like Red Steel 2. I thought was really fun. It's very creative. I thought it looked cool, and it did a better job kind of showing the player what the Wii was all about versus the first Red Steel, which was such an odd thing. Oh my goodness. We're right at the end.
It actually bumped. Oh, well, never mind.
Well, this has certainly not been my run, I'll tell you that.
You have Electra in your future?
I do.
It's a scary future, by the way.
You remember Sam Neill from Event Horizon?
Yeah, Sam Neill from Jurassic Park.
Claws out his eyes, that'll be me.
I didn't see that movie for the first time until somewhat recently.
Great movie.
Like less than a year ago. I don't know how I have missed it for so many years.
It's a great one.
I like it because every space movie that followed that's not like part of some big franchise does what that movie does, where they have to have like this 5th grade explanation of how warp travel works, where they take the piece of paper and they fold it and they put a pencil through it and that's how like every movie does that, and I feel like that's the one that started that.
Well, I credit the film with providing us with the greatest survival horror video game of all time.
Dead Space?
Yep.
That's true. That movie also it's one of those things you can't predict, because like Willy Wonka had the same issue, where it's like you have that montage of like really horrible images, and like on their own they happen so fast that you're like, oh, that was scary, but then like when you have the ability to pause and rewind and enhance, you're like, my God, is there some horrible stuff that you... Wow. And like both Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, that tunnel scene and Event Horizon both share that issue where you go back and you have the power to pause. You're like, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm sick because I wanted more of that stuff in that movie. I thought it occupied a space where they were telling you that this ship contains a gateway to hell, and the images that are portrayed, in my opinion, fit. If you're talking about hell,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So anyway,
It's funny. It's a better adaptation of Doom than the Doom movie is, in a way.
oh, that Doom movie is terrible, so bad.
Oh man, Sam Neill though, he's coming back. He's in that new Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
The new
No
Jurassic
comment.
Park that has scenes in like winter, and the reptiles. They should all be dead.
I have a really hard time with where that series has gone, if I'm being honest.
You're telling me you have a problem with wow, there's just too many moments. It just like bottlenecked and crashed and blew up in my brain. You have a problem with a man running through a pyroclastic flow and jumping off a cliff into the water, diving 30 feet below the surface, and breaking a glass sphere, and then they all swim to the shore, and you have a problem with that? Huh?
Or Bryce Dallas Howard wearing heels for the entire movie.
She is a true financial executive, because that shows her skill of embracing that wardrobe and being able to perform under pressure with it. Sprinting in heels from a T-Rex, and not once does she falter.
The director even asked her to take them off.
Oh, and it's her decision to keep
It
them
was
on?
her decision to keep them on the entire movie.
True professional.
True.
That's one of those movies that, unlike the first one, where the chain of disastrous events are set forth by industrial sabotage, the Jurassic World's chain of events are set up because of plot contrivances. Like, it can only happen if characters make excessively stupid decisions.
Sounds like the MCU.
Oh! Shots fired! You're gonna talk bad about Marvel movies on the internet. You're gonna get crucified.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what happens in movies that are for an audience. I mean, that's just what comes with that
Right.
territory. I mean, it's not going to be, it's not. Just my brain farted. I'm trying to think of like a movie that wouldn't do that. Couldn't think of any.
Right. I don't know. I'm not like a DC fanboy or an MCU fanboy or any of that stuff.
You're a Dark Horse fanboy.
There you go.
You love your Hellboy, and your. Oh no, are you a? What's the name of the? It's a V. Is it Victory, Vantage, Vertigo? Oh, shoot. Bloodshot with Vin Diesel. What the heck is that comic company's name?
Suicide Squad?
No,
I don't
that's
know.
still DC. No, there's oh man, they tried to do their own stupid cinematic universe, and they're owned. You like Turok, right?
I do.
It's Turok's.
Midway.
No. It's Turok's parent company.
Viacom?
No, not Viacom. It's a V. But it's a comic book company,
Huh.
and they technically have the intellectual property rights to Turok.
Wow.
So like it's within their ability to have like this Bloodshot character and Turok stuff in the same movie.
Oh my goodness.
Because they owned Acclaim, and Acclaim owned Turok.
Oh, Acclaim. Yeah, that's
so like
right.
they're the owners of Acclaim.
It's about time we get a new Turok game. Calling it right now.
They should.
Turok PS5 exclusive.
That's overdue.
Or in the age of remakes right now, why don't they just remake the first game? That would be fun.
Yeah, Turok.
Did you ever play Turok Evolution? I think is what it's called.
That was
a
the bad one,
GameCube
right?
game. Oh, it was awful.
That's the one. Yeah, that was the last one they did, right?
Yeah,
They tried
really
to bring
bad.
it back. Because that era was defined by all of these older franchises trying to establish themselves in the pseudo HD era and failing miserably. Because
Doom
Perfect Dark
did not. Doom
3
3
was
was
good.
excellent. Love that game.
But like, so like Turok Evolution, Perfect Dark Zero, it's like that Bad Bionic Commando game. There's like a ton of examples of those like older franchises trying to get these remakes and like re-releases and sequels, and they're just so bad, and the franchise just dies completely because of it.
So, Electra. Let's talk about that.
Have fun with that movie. If I remember correctly, there's like these tattoo murderers that like they have like powers that come from their tattoos or something like that. And
sounds like an episode of The X-Files.
Yeah.
Except they would do it right.
Except, yeah, I bet to say, because, yeah, that would probably be pretty interesting. I think I have vague memories. I only saw it once on TV, and I was like, wow. And this is like 12-year-old Mike, and I'm like, this is garbage.
Jennifer Garner, right? Doesn't she play Electra?
Yeah. You'll love it.
Can't wait.
Good luck with that. You have a chance to save yourself, though. There's one more tournament.
I do.
I guess we're not doing best out of whatever because it's just whoever wins the last one.
Wins all of it.
Your first or your last or whatever. Until next time, the big finale, the special cup, the Rainbow Road final battle.
Every single time you say that, I just want to go on Dragon Ball Z.